I mean, I think just plugging along. I don't think we're there where we need to be yet. And I think the weekend was obviously a huge plus for us, and it was really the first time that we've got a lead on a team and they've had to come out and chase the game. And I always wondered what would happen when a team had to chase the game against us. And I think that's for us and Dan in the future. We just need to get ahead of teams. I think we're 6-0 when we've been ahead of teams, so I think we've won the games we've gone ahead of teams. So that's a number one priority: is get the first goal and force the other team to come out, and then we can find some holes. And obviously we've got more pace up front now with Alex, and Jess coming in caused a lot of problems when she came in. I think it's just we're figuring each other out, and we got a lot of new players, so I think it's taken us a while. And obviously even with Steph and Vero coming in, Vero's shaking up everybody, I think, and made everybody a better player. And she's probably the critical difference. We had Alex up front now; she's fully fit. Rachel coming in the back. There's a lot of big pluses now. And, everyone around them's starting to play really well. Sarah Huffman had the best game of the season by far. So I think there's players like Sarah who the level's risen, And Ali looked great the other night too when she came in off the bench. And Amber Brooks is a much better player today than she was 2 months ago. Rebecca Morris is a much better player today. So when they all start raising the level, it makes coaching a little bit easier, And, now you look at your bench, and Ali Long's on your bench, and she was on the bench last weekend. Jess came in off the bench and did a great job. Mona Shim's on the bench. Angie Kerr was on the bench. You've got a bench that can help the game and change the game. We really haven't had that so far. The players have been tremendous, though, in all fairness to them. We've had a little bit of travelling to do, and everybody's in great spirits, and the group trained well again. It's been great. To be honest with you, we're not really high on it, and we're not really low on the loss, the 5-0. We got on with it, and we won 6-1, and we just got on with it. And, I think the most important thing is to give our fans something to write home about and something to cheer about, and we haven't really done that so far.
When you look at, you're talking about the Jets. What does that mean to have someone come off the bench like that and kind of change literally the pace of the game when they're dealing with Christine and Alex?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. When you saw Alex even at the national team when she went in, it's just that change of pace, that freshness coming in, and defensively you feel comfortable, you know what they're doing, and all of a sudden, bang, Jess comes in and you're like, oh no, here we go. It's like Lisa Devanna coming into the game the other day too. They cause problems and they're very difficult to deal with. And Jess caused a lot of problems the other day. It was only 10-12 minutes, and I think she'll get more time coming in, and she'll get her starts too. I mean, she trains. She's top class training, and her finishing's getting better, and it's part of the game she's been working on, and we've been working with her on the finishing. I think that would be, she asked me, how do I get to the final step, which obviously she wants to play on the national team. So you got to score goals, man. That's how people notice you score goals. And, she's got 8, and, people say, oh, well, she hasn't done that well this season, but she's got 8 goals, so I'm happy with that. I think somebody coming in and said Jess would have 8 by halfway through the season. I would have taken that, man. But the team's in good place right now, and Michelle obviously Betos got 2 wins, which is great for her. The first wins at this level, NWSL level, and it's good to all the players back here. We're training hard when we were gone, and now all of a sudden everyone reunites, and on we go again and trying to get more points. It's a tricky week for us, obviously. It's a short turnaround to Wednesday, and even shorter turnaround to Saturday. But I think when things are up and looking up, I think everybody wants to play, and everybody don't feel the tiredness so much and the aches and pains so much. So hopefully we can just get on with it.
What's Rachel's status right now?
Rachel's good to go. Yeah.
In terms, so if need be, you could start her.
Yeah, I mean she played half a game the other day, and there was no side effects from it. She trained Sunday morning early, and trained today fully.
Excellent.
So she's fully ready to go.
When you look at, even though you have a very short turnaround, this is a real opportunity for you to gain some points and move up the table rather quickly over these next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're looking at only Wednesday's game, but obviously it's an opportunity to. We've got other games in hand on everybody around us, but those games in hand on points, we need the points. And, Seattle keeps winning, and I think they're long gone at this point, but everybody else is pretty well in there. It just takes a couple of results to be back in the mix, or a couple of results to be out in the fresh air and behind Seattle. So I think it can go either way, and it's just got to keep plugging away, getting the points, and and hope Seattle falters at some point. I don't see that happening, to be perfectly honest with you, but if it does, it does. And they've got the pressure on to keep winning and not defeated. We've lost. We've lost 5-0 at home, so we can't do that. Hopefully we won't do that again. And all the things that could have happened to us have happened to us, and the adversities I think been good for the locker rooms, good for the coaching staff. It's been good for the group. And the only people it's probably not been good for is the fans. But hopefully we've got out of that rut, and there's a lot of confidence in the group. But I think we can play better than we did Saturday. I think you look at the game, you say they can play better. I really think think we can play better and do more stuff, and hopefully we can keep improving in every department from the back line through the forward line.
Do you think that having Alex Morgan in there, obviously it gives you guys a scoring boost, but also kind of helps in opening, giving Christine some more space?
Yeah, I mean, I think they looked a little bit nervy in the back. There's some new players in the back, but I think when Alex is on you, I mean, our pressure was much better the other day too, and she's part of that. And that's where she got the third goal from. Put some pressure on the goalkeeper, and I think it makes you think. It's like Nadine on a penalty. I said it early in the season. I think having Alex running at you, you start to think a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She's a little bit quicker than your regular player. She's craftier than your regular player. So, but I think the biggest thing for Alex is she's going to help Sink, and she's going to help Vero, and they're going to be better for it, and they were better for it the weekend. I mean, Vero got loads of space in that midfield, and Sink got great opportunities. She stuck a beautiful goal, which was from Alex. And getting them on the same wavelength, which didn't happen last year, number one priority for me. And we spent a lot of time already with the two of them together, and we'll be working with them day in, day out. And Jess goes into that fold with them as well, working with both of those forwards. And I'd like to see Jess and Sing together. We saw that early in the season, but I'd like to see Jess and Alex together. And Vera in the midfield, it just gives us that player that makes everybody else look better. She just finds space. She's able to knock the final ball and hold the ball up if you need it held up. She can draw fouls, and she can basically do anything you need to do. So having her there, and Ali looks great the weekend when she came in, so she's freshened up a little bit. Sinead had her best game of the weekend. Amber Brooks had her best game of the season. Rebecca Morris had her best game of the season. Nikki Mosh had her best game of the season. Emily went on Davana, and I said Emily will never play against the faster player than Davana, and she did a pretty good job on it. Hoffman's had a great time. Steph's still settling in. She needs a little bit more time, I think. But she's going to she's a great young player, and everything's positive. It's been positive most of the season, to be honest with you, even though the results haven't been there. I think I've been pretty confident with the group, and I'm still not super high and I'm not super low. I just keep plugging along, getting points, and hopefully we'll be in that playoff chase for a home game down the road.
When you last thing, when you look at the way that the team is going right now, how important? You've had some bad results here. How important is it for you to try to get a result tomorrow night or Wednesday night?
It's never a must-win result, but when you play home, you don't want to do it for the fans, man. They've been amazing for us. We had a 1-0 loss to Sky Blue, so I think there's a little revenge factor to that night. We missed a lot of chances. And I think I watched the tape of that game this morning, and we're a lot better today than we were in that game. I think we're in a lot better position than we were at that point. And the crowd is still here. They're still behind us. They're still pushing us forward. And we want to give them something to shout about, and that's the number one priority, is give them something to shout about, give them some reason to come back again and support us. And I think we're 500 at home, 3-3, and that's not what we envisaged at the beginning of the season. We felt the home record would be the number one thing that would get us into the playoffs, and we've had to use our away record to push us towards the playoffs. But hopefully from here on in, hopefully we turn the corner, we can get a really good result on Wednesday night.
And when you consider where this team is at right now, how important was it for you as a coach to get we in the business call it a blowout, a laugher kind of game, where you're kind of playing kind of free and easy out there in terms of a 6-1 win? What does that do for the confidence and the morale of the team to have a game like that?
Yeah, there's no question it helps the morale of the team. We came out Sunday morning after the game at 10:30 and trained, and it was like we'd had 2 weeks off. Everybody felt fresh. Everybody was willing to do it. And I think when you score goals, and we've had a lot of problems scoring goals. There's only a couple of players that have been scoring goals. All of a sudden we break out like that. I think everybody feels that itch to get forward, and Amber Brooks and players that have been getting forward more so than they usually have. And Vera's scoring now, Ali's scoring again, Jess is scoring, Alex is scoring, Sink's scoring. So I think the more options you have up front, the more trouble you're going to cause a team, and the more you get the team to worry about you, I think the better it is. And, I think early in the season we were trying to worry about the opposition because we didn't have a lot of guns flying at the time, and I think now we're shooting on a lot of different cylinders, so I think it's a little bit easy for us to now let them worry about us and just get on the field and play like we can play, and then hopefully we can get a result from it. But from a coaching perspective, I've not changed much. The players will tell you that. I've been the same way from day one, and it's not easy losing 5-0 at home, let me tell you, as a coach of the team. But hopefully we can get the corner turn and keep pushing on that.
Super. Thank you so much, Paul.
Just a couple of last. Are you okay? I just want to ask.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
How did England handle the Ulster?
Well, when you.
How did you handle it?
I'm fine with it because I'm from Liverpool, and I always tell everyone England's an island, but Liverpool's the nation.
Oh boy.
So when Suarez scores two,
Look
the
at this.
pain
So
is a little.
He's happy.
The pain is a little bit less when Suarez scores two. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You want your country to win, but More important than Liverpool win the league this year, and we keep Suarez. We don't let Barcelona steal him for 84 million.
Yeah.
Because that'll be more disappointing than anything for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, it is disappointing. But I like the way they played, and they played all the Liverpool players, which is great for. But I'm a pure Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
England has to be a pretty big distant number 2 to Liverpool. I have to be honest with you.
Any predictions about USA Germany?
Wow, you are laying them on, huh? USA Germany. I think it's going to be a tie. I think both teams are going to be content to get the tie, and I don't think either team's going to go at it. I think both teams will walk away with the tie.
Do you even imagine? Because there's been talk about.
No, they're not going to
do the tie thing
I don't
between him
think
and the
so.
assistant coach.
They'll go at it for 80 minutes, 85 minutes, and I think then they'll settle on it last 5-10 minutes. I think if it's a tie, they'll all both throw the towel and say, but that's not the way any coach is. I mean, I could never imagine doing that. I can't imagine even with 5-10 minutes to go, to be honest with you, saying, all right, yeah, let's just in case what happens if goes wrong. But I can see the pace slowing down maybe and taking the sting out of the game last 5 minutes. But I think they'll go at it for the first 80 minutes for sure, because it'll be a huge win for the US. You know? But you got to keep your eye on Belgium and these teams that everyone's floating around. Nobody's playing that well at the moment. You know, the teams are playing well, like Chile and Mexico and these type teams. But those teams like Belgium are sitting in the background struggling. Even Holland, I thought, struggled today. But they'll be there at the end, man. It's interesting, man. The different styles, I think, is the most interesting part, because everybody's playing different formations this year. You know, a lot of 3-5-2, a lot of 4-3-3, and just a lot of different things going on. 4-2-3-1. So I'm fascinated by the whole thing. You know. Having to watch 3 games a day is just such a chore, you know, such a chore. And then you got to watch Sky Blue games in between it, you know, so it's not easy. But it's been great for the girls. They've been, you know, TVs in their locker rooms, so they get to watch all the games. And our Mexican Jackie was out of her mind, you know, running out there, he was screaming, and before we came out to practice. So, you know, everybody's done a pool in the team. We've all done our pools, and a lot of them had Spain, but good old Coach Paul didn't have Spain. He had Spain going out pretty early, so I think I'm in good position to maybe take the money, you know.
Who do you have?
I have Belgium, Brazil in the final.
Really?
Yeah.
What's going out there?
Yeah, I'm going out on a limb. I don't know if they'll win it, but I think they'll get to the they're just coasting right now. They're going to grow their hair like what's his name? Grow their hair like me, they probably win.
How would you know?
Yeah, I used to have hair like that. When I was like 8.
Yeah,
There you go,
like
Coach.
Thanks a lot, Paul.